Do you think you're eating too much salt without even realizing it? Most of us sprinkle a little here and there, not giving it much thought. But what if I told you that the average American consumes far more sodium than health experts recommend, often without even tasting the difference? This hidden excess could quietly be raising your blood pressure, straining your heart, and setting the stage for serious health issues down the road. Hi there, and welcome back to Senior Health, where we bring you science-backed, practical tips to help you stay healthy, energetic, and full of life. Today, we're diving into a topic that's small in granules, but big in impact: salt. While it's an ancient, essential ingredient that's been used for thousands of years to preserve and flavor food, modern diets have pushed our sodium intake to unprecedented levels. The result? A silent health hazard. According to recent research from the American Heart Association, excess sodium is one of the leading dietary factors driving high blood pressure, a condition that significantly increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, kidney damage, and even cognitive decline. But here's the good news. Lowering your salt intake doesn't mean resigning yourself to bland, joyless meals. In this video, I'll show you delicious, doctor-approved alternatives that can keep your food bursting with flavor while protecting your heart and blood vessels. And by the end, you'll have a practical toolkit for making small, tasty swaps that could have a big impact on your long-term health. So, grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's explore how you can take control of your salt intake without compromising on flavor. The dietary guidelines for Americans set a clear target: no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day. That's about 1 teaspoon of table salt. But the reality? The average American consumes around 3,400 milligrams daily. That's nearly 50% more than what our bodies actually need. And over time, that extra sodium adds up in ways we can't always see or feel right away. Why is this a problem? Because sodium directly affects how much fluid your body retains, and that impacts the pressure inside your blood vessels. Too much sodium means more fluid, higher pressure, and more strain on your heart and arteries. Over months and years, this can lead to hypertension, the silent killer that rarely shows symptoms until it has already caused damage. The American Heart Association warns that high blood pressure is a leading contributor to heart attacks, strokes, kidney disease, and even certain forms of dementia. A 2023 report from the National Institutes of Health found that people with consistently high sodium intake had a 25% higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease compared to those who kept sodium levels in check. The tricky part is that sodium hides in more than just the salt shaker. Bread, canned soups, sauces, processed meats, and even breakfast cereals can be surprisingly high in sodium. That means you could be meeting or exceeding your daily sodium limit before you've even picked up the salt shaker at dinner. The encouraging news? Studies show that lowering sodium intake, even by a modest amount, can have a significant and almost immediate impact on blood pressure. And when paired with heart-healthy habits, the benefits multiply, reducing long-term risk for serious illness.
One of the easiest ways to reduce sodium without sacrificing flavor is to swap regular table salt for a potassium chloride-based substitute. Brands like New Salt, Morton's Salt Substitute, McCormick's No Salt Original, and the Dash blends, formerly Mrs. Dash, are widely available and easy to incorporate into your daily cooking. What makes potassium chloride different? While it looks and tastes remarkably similar to sodium chloride, table salt, it has a bonus health benefit. Potassium helps relax blood vessel walls, encourages the body to excrete sodium through urine, and supports healthy blood pressure. This isn't just theory. Research from the British Medical Journal in 2022 found that replacing regular salt with potassium chloride could reduce the risk of stroke by 14% and major cardiovascular events by 13% in older adults. Culinary nutritionist Laura M. Ailey recommends using potassium chloride salt substitutes exactly as you would regular salt. Sprinkle it over cooked vegetables, season a grilled chicken breast, or stir it into soups right before serving. However, there's one caveat. Potassium chloride can sometimes leave a slightly bitter or metallic aftertaste, especially if used in large amounts. If you're sensitive to that, experts suggest mixing half potassium chloride substitute with half table salt. This half-and-half method gradually reduces sodium intake while helping your taste buds adjust. It's also important to note that people with kidney disease or those taking certain blood pressure medications should talk to their doctor before significantly increasing potassium intake. For most healthy adults, though, potassium chloride is a safe, effective, and flavorful way to cut back on sodium without feeling deprived.
If you're looking for a bright, refreshing way to boost flavor without adding sodium, lemon might be your new best friend. Citrus fruits like lemons contain natural acids that enhance and balance flavors much like salt does, but without the health risks. A simple squeeze of fresh lemon juice can transform a dish from flat to vibrant in seconds. Culinary experts often use lemon to reduce bitterness, especially in vegetables like broccoli, kale, or spinach. For example, Laura M. Alley suggests drizzling lemon juice over roasted broccoli right before serving, or sautéing spinach with garlic and finishing with a quick squeeze of lemon for a flavor lift. Don't overlook lemon zest, the thin outer layer of the peel. It contains fragrant oils that add intense citrus aroma without liquid. Try mixing lemon zest with herbs like thyme or rosemary to make a flavorful rub for chicken, fish, or even roasted potatoes. Lemon juice also works wonders in soups and stews. A small splash added at the end of cooking, whether it's chicken noodle soup, lentil stew, or seafood chowder, can make the flavors pop. Celebrity chefs like Yotam Ottolenghi often highlight lemon as the secret to achieving that bright finish in savory dishes. Best of all, lemons are packed with vitamin C and antioxidants, which can support immune health, a nice bonus for older adults looking to stay well. With just a fruit and a knife, you have an easy, affordable way to cut salt and keep meals exciting. Another fantastic way to add depth and brightness to your meals without reaching for the salt shaker is vinegar. Like lemon juice, vinegar's acidity can enhance other flavors, making food taste more balanced and vibrant. The difference is that vinegar often brings a complex, layered taste profile, sometimes sweet, sometimes tangy, sometimes even slightly fruity, depending on the type you choose. Two of the most versatile options are balsamic vinegar and apple cider vinegar. Balsamic, with its dark, syrupy sweetness, pairs beautifully with roasted vegetables, grilled meats, and even strawberries. Apple cider vinegar offers a sharper tang with a hint of fruitiness, making it excellent for salad dressings, marinades, or splashing into sautéed greens. Laura M. Alley recommends tossing roasted Brussels sprouts with balsamic vinegar just before serving. The acid cuts any lingering bitterness, while the sweet notes enhance the caramelized edges of the sprouts. Similarly, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar stirred into a bean soup or lentil stew can lift the overall flavor without adding sodium. Beyond taste, vinegar has potential health perks. Studies from the Journal of Functional Foods suggest that certain vinegars, especially apple cider vinegar, may help improve blood sugar control after meals, a valuable benefit for older adults managing insulin sensitivity. While vinegar isn't a magic bullet, its ability to flavor food while offering small health bonuses makes it a worthy pantry staple. The best part? A small amount goes a long way. Just a drizzle or splash can transform a dish, proving that reducing salt doesn't have to mean reducing satisfaction. If you want bold, aromatic flavor that can stand up to long cooking times, rosemary is a perfect choice. This hardy Mediterranean herb has a piney, slightly peppery profile that adds richness to meats, vegetables, beans, and soups without a single grain of salt. One of rosemary's strengths is its durability under heat. Unlike delicate herbs that lose potency when cooked, rosemary maintains, even deepens its flavor during roasting, baking, or slow simmering. That's why many chefs, including Gordon Ramsay, use it generously in roasts and stews.
Try tossing potato wedges with olive oil, minced rosemary, and a crack of black pepper before baking for a crispy, aromatic side dish. Or add a whole sprig of fresh rosemary into a pot of beans or vegetable soup and let it infuse as it cooks. Then remove the sprig for serving, for a subtle herbal depth. Rosemary also pairs beautifully with grilled lamb, roasted chicken, and even homemade bread. A rosemary-infused olive oil can serve as a fragrant dip for crusty bread or a flavorful drizzle over steamed vegetables. Beyond taste, rosemary contains antioxidants like rosmarinic acid, which researchers at the University of Naples Federico II have linked to anti-inflammatory and cognitive protective properties. While you're seasoning your dinner, you may also be giving your brain and immune system a gentle boost. With its versatility and health-friendly profile, rosemary proves that reducing sodium doesn't mean reducing culinary excitement. In fact, it might just make your meals more memorable.
For a fresh, sweet, and slightly peppery lift, basil is a wonderful salt-free seasoning. Known as a staple in Italian cuisine, basil can instantly brighten a dish's flavor and aroma, making it a favorite for everything from savory pastas to light summer salads. Fresh basil works beautifully in tomato-based dishes like marinara sauce, caprese salad, or pizza. Chopping basil and sprinkling it over hot pasta or an omelet just before serving releases its essential oils, giving the dish a fragrant burst of flavor without sodium. Culinary experts recommend adding basil at the very end of cooking to preserve its delicate taste and color. Basil's magic isn't limited to savory foods. It also pairs surprisingly well with fruit. For example, toss fresh basil leaves with chunks of watermelon for a refreshing twist, or mix with strawberries and a drizzle of balsamic vinegar for a sweet and savory dessert. Nutrition-wise, basil is rich in vitamin K, antioxidants, and plant compounds like eugenol, which has anti-inflammatory effects. A 2021 review in the Journal of Food Biochemistry found that regular consumption of fresh herbs like basil may help support cardiovascular health, another win for those aiming to keep their blood pressure in check. Whether you grow it on your kitchen windowsill or buy it fresh from the market, basil offers an easy, affordable way to add complexity and freshness to meals, no salt required. When people think of seasonings, black pepper almost always comes to mind. And for good reason. It's one of the most widely used spices in the world and pairs with nearly any savory dish. But here's a lesser-known fact. Black pepper can actually enhance your perception of saltiness, allowing you to cut back on sodium without feeling like you're missing out. The secret lies in a compound called piperine, which mildly stimulates your taste buds and heightens flavors, including salty ones. This means that when you season with black pepper, you can often use less salt and still enjoy a satisfying taste. Black pepper's versatility is unmatched. Sprinkle it over grilled meats or poultry before cooking to let the spice infuse into the food. Add a dash to steamed vegetables for a gentle kick, or stir it into soups, sauces, and salad dressings for warmth and complexity. Even creamy dishes like mashed potatoes or scrambled eggs can benefit from its subtle bite. As for flavor, black pepper may offer health bonuses. Research from the Central Food Technological Research Institute in India suggests piperine has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, and it may aid digestion by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes. The best part? Unlike salt, black pepper doesn't contribute to high blood pressure. It's a simple, cost-effective seasoning that can help you ease off the salt shaker while keeping your meals lively and flavorful. Few ingredients can transform a dish as dramatically as fresh garlic. In its raw form, garlic delivers a sharp, pungent bite. But once cooked, it mellows into a sweet, almost buttery richness that can make a recipe sing, all without adding sodium. Garlic's strong natural flavor means you can season generously without needing salt to carry the taste. Finally, mince it and sauté in olive oil as the base for soups, stews, or pasta sauces. Roast whole cloves until soft and caramelized, then spread them over bread or mash into potatoes for a savory treat. Garlic also shines in marinades for chicken or beef, and it can elevate roasted vegetables from carrots to Brussels sprouts. Nutritionists point out that garlic is more than just flavorful. It's packed with potential health benefits. Compounds like allicin have been studied for their antimicrobial and heart protective properties. A 2020 meta-analysis in the Journal of Nutrition found that regular garlic consumption was associated with modest reductions in blood pressure, making it a natural ally for heart health. Melissa Ann Prest, spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, recommends experimenting with both raw and cooked garlic in your meals. Raw garlic packs the biggest flavor punch, while cooked garlic offers a softer, sweeter taste that works well in comfort foods. With its bold taste, versatility, and health perks, garlic is a perfect example of how cutting back on salt doesn't have to mean cutting back on satisfaction.
We've explored a variety of flavorful, heart-healthy alternatives to salt, from the tang of lemon and vinegar to the herbal depth of rosemary and basil, the warming bite of black pepper, and the savory richness of garlic. Each of these options proves that reducing sodium doesn't mean settling for bland meals. In fact, many people find that when they begin experimenting with herbs, spices, and acidic ingredients, their cooking becomes even more exciting. The health benefits of making this change are hard to ignore. Cutting back on sodium can lower blood pressure, reduce strain on your heart, and decrease the risk of heart attack, stroke, and kidney problems. For older adults especially, maintaining healthy blood pressure is one of the most important steps towards staying active, independent, and vibrant in later years. The key is to start small. Swap out salt in one recipe with a flavorful alternative, then gradually build from there. Over time, your taste buds will adjust, and you may find that you prefer the brightness of lemon, the aroma of basil, or the complexity of black pepper over the flat punch of salt. Remember, the goal isn't to completely eliminate sodium. Our bodies still need a small amount, but to bring our intake back into a healthy range. By making mindful choices and exploring creative flavor boosters, you can protect your heart while keeping every meal delicious. Thank you for watching Senior Health. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with friends and family. Let's keep cooking flavorful, healthy meals together.